fuck, officially episode 20. Damn,
Finally
bro.
fucking hit that shit.
We hit that dub.
Episode 20, motherfuckers.
And just so the people out there know, we started on Instagram Live. So those were our first episodes, man. This Apple and Spotify podcast, and now obviously Google. But people got to realize, man, it was a process just to get onto this point. So we appreciate the love and you guys, man. But let's take it in, man. Jersey Dre, Bobby. So fuck, man. What's good on those fights that night, man?
Well, everybody knows Shabazian got fucking humbled by Derek Brunson.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody fucking expected that one, dude. That was a rough one.
Oh man, so how did it play down? Because I told you I saw the highlights. I didn't catch the actual fight, and then I just saw all the post-fight shit. So I mean, it was definitely intriguing. So let me know how it went down, bro.
Well, what's funny is the first round was actually pretty close. I still gave it to Brunson, but I know a lot of people that gave it to Shabazian.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. That Sanford MMA corner, bro. Henry Hooft out of the fucking South Florida. I'm pretty sure Gilbert Burns is over there, and that's where Usman used to train at.
Yeah.
But they're working the magic on these people, man. Brunson came out in the second round, just looked composed, fresh, started working the body, was able to land some clean shots to the face, man, was able to get him down at the end of the second round. And honestly, they should have stopped the fight at the end of the second round because Brunson hit him with a clean-ass elbow and knocked him straight out, bro.
Yeah,
he went out, he was like, and then it's like, he woke back up. Herb Dean kind of gave, like, the bell rang at the end of the round. Herb Dean kind of gave him a second to get up and see what was going on, but he was out cold, bro. He should have called it.
Man, yeah, I saw that shit, and I was like, what the fuck? Because I saw the highlights, and then when it had the next round on the highlights, I was like, oh, shit, I thought this was over. You know what I mean?
That's so exactly the third round was only like 30 seconds, dude. They came out. I don't know how Shabazian's corner fucking composed him enough to talk to the doctor and all that shit, but he passed with flying colors, and they let him go out into the third round.
Yeah, so he probably had a good poker face, man. He had a real good poker face.
Brunson just comes out swinging, bro, drops him, and then he takes like 2 or 3 shots, and Herb Dean calls it off right there.
Hey, you know that the ref let it continue because he was like, man, this guy's got a little bit of clout coming into this fight. It's fucking, he got the money side. You know what I'm saying? He was the money side. I'm looking at it from a boxer's point of view on the business side, and that's what I saw pretty much is like, this kid probably had that Ronda Rousey clout card going through. You feel me?
Oh yeah, damn.
Go ahead.
Totally fucked up his dick just because of Ron. They gave him the 3-round main event, which is supposed to be 5. And then they don't give Derek Brunson the $50K bonus because Dana White's boy lost.
That's the thing, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's a lot like boxing now because a lot of times you got these prospects coming up, and we talked about it, man. They're going to start bringing up these prospects, and me and Jake talked about it too today, or way earlier today. He brought up this fight. And, man, that you're right. It's Dana's boy. It's Ronda Rousey's managed fighter, so it's Ronda Rousey's boy. They really had the kid in the scene at a young age. So, I mean, he was on the come up, and he's definitely one of their younger stars. So that ref obviously let it continue. But, God damn, man, if that you said the third round was 30 seconds, I mean, kid was already out on his feet to begin with. You feel me?
Yeah, dude. Exactly. He was out cold. They should have just stopped it right there.
Yeah, they could put that kid in danger, but you know what? It's a fight game, and you got your chances. And to be honest, man, that kid should be thankful that he got his chance. And he's, no one's really talking mad shit about him anyway from the stuff I saw post fight, and all I heard was praise. Like, the kid's young, he's got a lot to do. I mean, he's only 22. That's the thing that in the UFC, I give a lot of guys that are that young respect. Because MMA is a rough game. It's not and that's the thing too that I'm trying to correlate. Me and Jake were talking, and a lot of these older MMA fighters that have experience. I mean, Brunson, he's been in the scene for a while. Like I recognize that name, from the scene at least a couple of years. I mean, he's definitely had a good resume to say the least. But we don't got to get into the specifics. But that experience in MMA is a huge factor, and that's why you hear this a lot now. MMA is such an unpredictable combat sport to bet on. That's why I don't bet on MMA. I've never bet on an MMA fight. The only fight I ever bet on was George St. Pierre and BJ Penn 2. That was back in high school, and I went to a viewing party, and everyone was trying to bet on BJ, so I put $10 down on St. Pierre, and I think I won like $110 that night. So it was like my only time betting on MMA, obviously, but I mean that wasn't a stupid bet at all. I mean we knew GSP was gonna do that, but man, MMA, like, you can be a world class striker, you can be better than the guy on the feet completely, but it just takes one little fucking chance, one little opportunity, and or one thing to get injured, from the other opponent's offense to really win the fight. And I mean, that fight, obviously, the experience factor was the big one, and the experience factor in regards to being in that position pressure wise and being in that spotlight, because Shabazz, I mean, that was his time to shine, man. So that pressure was mounting on him, and on top of that, Brunson had nothing to lose.
Right.
He came into that fight with nothing to lose, bro. So that's really the mentality that you saw in there.
Oh yeah, Brunson had nothing to lose, but he had everything to gain, because
Absolutely,
everyone's calling him a fucking gatekeeper. I was even calling him a fucking
That's
gatekeeper.
why he was angry. Yeah, I heard he had a chip on his shoulder, bro.
Oh, absolutely.
And that'll put a chip on any fighter's shoulder. Man, that's an insult, essentially.
Big time.
Unless you were like an older cat, you were the older veteran, and as an older veteran, I've talked to a lot of guys in the game that were world champions in boxing, and once you get to the point in their career where they're just that old, but they can maintain their shit, being a gatekeeper isn't so bad, and being called out isn't so bad. But Brunson, he's definitely got a few more years left in his career.
Oh yeah, I don't see him winning a title, but I at least see him going on some sort of a run before he retires.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, obviously, he had a chip on his shoulder coming in there, so he had a point to prove, man. And Shabazz, being the young stud he's put there, the UFC is putting him out to be. I got my words jumbled there, but the star that they're trying to make him, I mean, fucking, he was coming in there, high on confidence and high on this momentum, but sometimes that's not enough to get in there with a young, hungrier fighter, or not a younger, hungrier fighter, I mean, but just a hungrier fighter in general. You feel me?
No, I kind of see it a different way. I feel like how do I put this? Not that he expects everything to be handed to him, or like to go his way or whatever.
Yeah.
But I feel like he kind of expects that in a way, just because of who his manager is and who his coach is and where he comes from and where.
Like I said, they've been putting him in the game since he was like 15. I mean, to
Right.
be Ronda Rousey's sparring partner in any aspect, you're in direct line with the UFC, bro. Period.
So essentially, they've been building him since he was 15, and he got shut down. So I mean, I understand Dana White's frustration, but at the same time, give Derek Brunson the $50K. He finished that shit. He worked his ass all 3 of those fucking rounds.
Dude, give that man his fucking money. That's the thing, though. Is it going to be stipulated in his contract? Because I don't think Dana White's that stupid to where it's like, oh, you're entitled to a fight bonus or a fight night bonus or knockout bonus. That's the thing, man. So Brunson definitely has to understand where he's at in that whole Dana White thing, because at the end of the day, it's sad to say, but when you're going in there as supposedly the opponent, as they call it in boxing, the victory itself that Brunson achieved is going to take him a little farther than, having to deal with, trying to get a bullshit ass fight night bonus. Like, at the end of the day, I think he'll still get paid either way because he's on contract with the UFC, and they're gonna give him a bigger money fight for his next fight. So I mean, he'll make it back. You know what I mean? He'll have his opportunity. So if you want to look at it in that perspective, it's fair enough. But at the end of the day, a fighter's ego and a fighter's what's that called? His purpose, to take a loss is huge. And for Brunson to come out with a win like that, there's a lot of talk behind that win. That's the thing. So, there was a lot of shit involved from both sides, coming into the fight. So I think ultimately Brunson can look at that achievement and be satisfied either way. You know what I mean? I
Oh,
think he shouldn't
absolutely.
even have to deal with that whole fucking fight. And I mean, like I said, unless it was stipulated in the contract that he was entitled to it, then he can go to bat for that shit. But if you're dealing with Dana White, man, you're dealing with a fucking what's the best way to put it? You're dealing with the guy who just looks at fighters as pawns. Period.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not entitled to it, but you can tell that Dana White was upset that Derek Brunson won that fight because of that.
Of course, absolutely, dude. Of course, man. We can talk hours about this shit, going conspiracy theories and shit, man. But at the end of the day, man, Dana White's a promoter, and he was trying to build a young superstar. I mean, he's
Yeah.
still gonna have his chance. I mean, UFC and MMA as a whole sport. I mean, a loss isn't detrimental for your career in MMA. I think obviously the three strikes loss concept is or having 3 losses in a row from the people that I know in the game. That's definitely the one to avoid, and we've seen that time and time again, especially in the UFC. So we'll see where Shabazz goes, man. I mean, he's at the end of the day, I think he's just got to tell himself when he looks himself in the mirror and be like, man, I'm 22 fucking years old. I'm gonna take this fucking loss from a solid guy. You can't take anything away from him and say, man, the next time I'm in the ring, next time I'm in the octagon, I'm gonna go in there and not only be a better fighter that was good enough to beat my past opponent, but be better than that completely. You know what I mean? Like as a concept of going in there and he's got a chip on his shoulder now. So I think as a 22-year-old fighter, I think he's gonna fucking take this as a positive. You feel me? We're gonna see him in bigger fights.
He'll definitely take it as a positive, and he'll definitely learn from it.
Mm-hmm.
But he did not look as good as he did in his other fights. Obviously. I don't know if it was the weight cut. I don't know if it was just because of Derek Brunson, but I saw this dude's fucking ribs sticking out. He just looked like complete shit, dude.
What was the weight? What was the fight at? Was that
middleweight?
Middleweight? Yeah, 185. And he's fought. I mean, his whole MMA career at middleweight. Am I wrong? Oh, okay.
No, you're right.
Okay, well, fuck, man. It could be that at the time too. I mean, we know how it is to be that at that stage in life, man. Sometimes your body changes quick, man. Guys don't stop growing until we're in our mid to late 20s. You feel me?
Well, that's true. He could be a light heavyweight right now easily, but I understand why they're making him cut all that weight. But it's fucked up, bro. He did not look very good at all.
They might need to rethink his whole strategy going forward, where he wants to campaign at realistically, because if what you're saying is evident, where he looked worse than he did in the weigh-ins alone, that can end his career very, very abruptly too. So he's definitely gotta. I mean, to me, it sounds plain and simple. Just move up to 205.
That would be my answer too.
Yeah, 205, and realistically, he's got to look at this too, and Dana White should too, man. If John is really gonna leave, if Bones is gonna fucking leave and go up to heavyweight, oh man, what a ripe weight class that is to take over, bro. Some real athletes, and then as a young kid, make that campaign, man. Dana could build a new 205 superstar in Shabazz if he took the time and really developed him like a real promoter should. So at the end of the day, we'll see. But I mean, that's my best prediction is like, why don't you fucking throw that kid in 205 since John's gonna fucking supposed to be returning at heavyweight and go for the heavyweight campaign. Go for ultimate GOAT status. So give the young kid a chance at 205, see where it goes. There's plenty of opposition for him to choose from before getting into the higher ranks of that division. See where he's at, see how he does at that weight. I mean, it'd be the best thing for him biologically because he's 22, he's starting to approach his mid-20s, and you'll really see the type of fighter he is by the time he's 26, 27, 28. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you put that kid in that weight class comfortably and have him just stay there as a young adult. Fuck, he'd be perfect for 205. But I don't know, man. I mean, fucking more MMA experts might tell me otherwise. They might say he's perfect for 85. But I think we all know that UFC has a history of misplacing fighters or keep letting fighters stay at a weight class they shouldn't be. You know, it doesn't matter what point in their career. We've seen that time and time again. So I don't know, man. It'll be exciting to hear news about this kid in the coming days. You know, see where he goes from there. Because obviously I know he took a beating and he wasn't the same fighter in the cage that you said he normally was. So he might take a little bit of time off, but I guarantee he might want to fight before the year's over. You know, maybe
He
might
should
have
definitely take some fucking time off, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was the highlights alone. Let me know it was definitely a beating. But uh, my friend Jake was like, man, that kid had a lot of fucking hype coming into this fight, but he got shut the fuck down. And I was like, man, that's a tone you don't want to hear all the time if you're the losing fighter. You feel me?
Yeah, dude,
You
he
were the
got
hype
shut
train.
down bad.
Yep.
Hype train derailed.
Yeah, unfortunately, but we'll see, man. We'll fucking see.
Yeah.
Dang, was there another fight you wanted to talk about on that?
Yeah, fucking his teammate Vincente Luque. I don't know
Okay.
if have you heard of him before.
No, I haven't actually.
He fought this newcomer Randy Brown at 170,
Oh, nice.
and
Okay.
first round was actually pretty interesting. It was close,
Yeah.
but coming out in the second, Vincente Luque had this dude Randy Brown up against the back of the cage, dude, and he was just backing him up, just wailing in on him, bro,
Really?
just boom, 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 head, body, head, body, head, body.
Jesus.
And then the dude's starting to drop. Like he's trying. Randy Brown's trying to down himself. Like
Yeah.
put both of his hands on the canvas.
Uh-huh.
And Vincente Luque just grabs his head, holds him up, and fucking knees him and knocks him the fuck out,
Jesus.
dude. It was beautiful.
Wow. Damn, that sounds like a rough fight. I got to see the highlights on that one.
Yeah, you definitely missed a good one on that one. But I
Damn.
definitely
Well,
wanted to highlight that.
Shit. So whose teammate again? That was Shabazz's teammate?
No, that was Derek Brunson's team.
Oh, that was Brunson's teammate. Oh shit.
Yeah.
That was a good night for that team.
Fuck yeah, dude.
They were celebrating that night, that's for sure.
They really were. It was beautiful, man. That was my fight of the night for sure.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
And that was at 170 too, so that must have been an action-packed one. Fuck. I gotta catch these highlights, man. Was that one on ESPN?
ESPN Plus. I thought it was simulcast, but it was only on ESPN Plus, so you can watch it.
Nice. Show. That's what's up, man. So when's the next fight night for UFC coming? I know they have two a week, right?
Tomorrow they have Dana White's Contender Series. Those are all new people I don't know anything about. But that's where Sugar Sean O'Malley fought to get into the UFC. That's where Dan Ige came from and a couple other people.
Nice.
So that's where all the new fighters come from.
Okay, yeah, that's their prospect division. That's their scouting division.
Yeah, it replaced the Ultimate Fighter pretty much.
Yeah, and it's more active too. I mean, it's easier to put out because they don't got to do the whole filming of the TV show. That's just for pure entertainment.
Correct.
They're trying to find some real vicious dudes out there, man. That's gladiator school right there.
Fuck yeah. But then they have another card on Saturday. Who is it? Oh, Derek the Black Beast Lewis versus Alexei Oleinik is the main event.
Okay. And that one's what day you said?
That's Saturday. That's in the heavyweight division.
Ooh, okay. Are these guys ranked yet?
Ooh, is Derek Lewis ranked? I'm trying to remember. I think so. I know Derek Lewis is. Alexei Oleinik, I don't think so. But I'm double checking for you right now. Catch up. No. Where the fuck's Lewis? Yeah, Derek Lewis is number 4 in the heavyweights.
Nice. Okay, so this is a pretty important fight.
And then Oleinik would probably... Where's Oleinik? Oleinik is number 10.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's a top 10 heavyweight main event. Definitely want to check that shit out.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's a nice one. Heavyweight, man. That's always going to be a fan favorite.
And then Chris Weidman out of Longo and Sarah's fight team is fighting in the co-main against Omari Kamedov. I've never heard of him before. Let's see who else is on this card. Kevin Holland versus Joaquin Buckley. That'll be a good one at 185.
So many names in the UFC, man. This is crazy.
And then this dude, Justin James, he fights over at Extreme. He's coming back. He got a
Nice.
knockout on one of the Vegas cards in the past. And back in
Oh,
June,
shit.
he's fighting this dude, Gavin Tucker from Canada. He's
Okay.
11-1, and that'll be at 145.
Nice. Okay.
So James
Some
is
nice
coming down
prospect.
from 155. That's interesting.
Ooh, yeah, that should be good, man. Should be
Oh,
good. You said
Yusuf
he's from
Zalal?
Extreme?
Yeah, he's from Extreme.
Nice, man. Shout out to Extreme Couture, man. You guys be staying active. Period.
For
You guys always
real.
got a fighter in every show, man. And big props to that gym, man. That gym's been around for a while, and they've built some superstars. I know a couple of guys there, man. So fucking that. Props to them, because uh, it's tough to stay active, especially out there in Vegas, man, with everything that happened with the shutdowns and quarantine and shit. So that's pretty dope.
Yeah, dude,
Still
it's
waiting for my
extremely
boy Chris
difficult.
Thompson. Yeah, no, I'm not to interrupt you. I'm still waiting
No,
for
you're
my boy
good.
Chris Thompson to make his UFC debut one of these days, man. He's the guy I told you about. He's at 185. He's a big boy, man. He's like 6'3". Got tree trunks for legs, but for some reason that man can make 185. And he's fought on a few smaller shows out there in Vegas, but he used to be in one fight team, in Vanderlei Silva's fight team. So he's been at Extreme for a while, and he's still young too. I think he's like 28, 20. No, I think he's like 29. He's
I'm
29 or
surprised they
30,
don't try
right?
and put him on the Contender Series, man.
Man, if Chris, I'm gonna tell Chris to watch our shit, so we can tell him right now. Yeah, go on the Contender Series, because he stays active, man. I know he teaches some classes out there at the gym, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, he's on the fight team, so it's like fucking he should just fucking do it, man.
Yeah, he
I
hella
know he's
should.
got the connects. Man. He just got to get in training camp. And that's what every fighter needs, man. Just a good training camp, and
They
then
got a
fucking.
bunch of fighters fighting. No excuses, bro.
I'm gonna DM him. I'm gonna DM him. I'm gonna say, hey, listen, we talked about you on our podcast. He was actually on a podcast. I think him and a couple of his teammates out there in Extreme have a podcast as well, man. I think they have one on Apple. I forget what it was called, but I know Chris is on there, man. If anything, I'd love to have him on there. Tell us about some of the things going on over there at Extreme.
Yeah, dude, that'd be
Dope.
sick.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a shout out, man. So fucking definitely potentially a new guest. But yeah, man, dude. I don't know if I was an MMA fighter right there living in Vegas, you best believe my ass is gonna be bugging them about the Contender Series, man. I'd be calling every connect out there I could possibly have, man. Just get me on, give me a fight. Just get me on there. Fucking, I can fight at this weight. Just get me on there. Let's do this.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I know Chris. I know. Chris could definitely get on that shit. So Chris Thompson is got worlds of talent. So fucking can only imagine how it is in Vegas, bro. I know a few people out here out in Chico, obviously the nearest town where I'm from, and I mean Chico's always been known as like a college town, but they got some MMA talent. A lot of guys coming up from like the north. They got a few jiu-jitsu gyms out here and a few affiliates of like the Gracies. And yeah, there's some talent out here, but I know a couple of fighters that moved out there. One of them was a female fighter, and her boyfriend. They actually went out to Vegas to try and fight at one of the teams. But she fought at Invicta, and he fought on a few smaller shows. But um, man, I know a few fighters just from this town alone. They went over to Vegas to try and get on there. So, fuck, man, if there's any way that they can get on the contender, I mean, how do they get on the contender series? Do they have to like enter through the UFC and tell them about their background, tell them about their fight resume, and then potentially get scouted? You know, when their name gets drawn from the figurative bowl of names that they have there at the UFC fucking Apex. You know what I mean? Makes you think.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure. You either send something in or they come somehow. I know you have to send your name in first, but
Yeah.
after that, I don't know the rest of the process.
Listen, my advice for all the aspiring fighters out there, and this goes for a lot of the MMA fighters, and I'm doing this myself. I got signed to a manager, and then I eventually got signed to a fight contract. Um, and then obviously it's a multi-fight contract. So if you can get that, that's definitely when you can be active as a fighter. But if you got nothing, if you're starting from nothing, especially MMA out there in Vegas, and you're fighting for it, even if you're just training with a decent fight team, um, just put yourself out there, man. Try and find fucking any way to fucking throw your name in the draw. There's plenty of managers floating out there in the gyms, and who knows what I can fucking tell them about the MMA scene out there. But fuck, man, if the Contender Series is out in Vegas, damn well they're trying to fucking scoop up as many fighters as possible. So you just got to put yourself out there, knock on fucking Apex's door if you have to, if you must.
Hell yeah, dude. I might go knock on Apex's door to see if I can get my ass in there somehow.
Park next to Forrest Griffin's Raptor.
No,
not interrupt you, my friend. Park right next to Forrest Griffin. Don't even park right next to it. Just park like in the row beside him and stalk his shit. And when the moment you see Forrest come back, just go there and be like, hey, Forrest, listen, I'm an MMA fighter. Put me in there right now. It's like, listen, no disrespect, but if you want to get into a street fight right now, let's fucking do it. Just so I can prove to you that I'm a fighter. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be hungry. Because who knows, man? One of you guys might get your fucking chance. Get out there, show them you're a dog. Next thing you know, you went from rags to riches real quick.
True.
You feel me?
It's very true. It doesn't take long.
It doesn't take long, man. And fucking, I don't think Apex has like a private gate in their parking lot, bro. I think that, or maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe they do.
Apex doesn't, but the fucking corporate headquarters does.
Definitely corporate, but fuck, man, just wait. Like I said, wait by Forrest Griffin's Raptor. We all know he drives that Raptor. If you see any nice car out there, just chill right there and wait till one of the big names come out there.
Dana!
Hi.
Dana! Hopping over the fence. Hey, I'm right here. Go get me.
Shit, Forrest, I know you see me. Bro. Don't ignore me. Stalk his Raptor all the way to the next gas station. Fuck. That'd be some funny shit, bro.
For real, bro. That would be hilarious.
Fuck, man.
Shit.
Yeah, man, that's dope. So fuck, that's pretty cool to look forward to for all the MMA fans out there, man. That Contender Series. I know there's some real dogs, man. I mean, that's where you got a lot of your current superstars right now, man. Sugar Sean's making some waves right now, man. So I know that's one of your favorite fighters.
Yeah, it is, dude. He's fucking 14. He's ranked 14th bantamweight. He's about to fight Marlon Chilo Vera, bro. He's doing well for himself.
What was his ranking? 14?
He was 15, but Song Yadong took him over, and
shout out to Song Yadong, man.
Sugar Sean's at 14. Yeah, Song is your boy.
Song's my boy, man. He's out there in SAC doing his thing, training, staying active. That man lives and breathes fighting. That's his lifestyle, bro. So I mean, it's gonna be cool to see him, man. Like I said, I got to see him strike a little bit, and I was impressed, man. So that division, like I said before, man, that's that's probably the best striking division to watch. You know what I mean? Like if you're looking for like high octane, high output, high volume striking, bantamweights are where it's at, and you got some of the best strikers in that division. Song being one of them for sure. It's gonna be cool to see his career, fucking, get higher and higher, man. And they're trying to get another Chinese world champion, bro. They want another one, and he's the perfect guy for it, man.
Yeah, they're doing him like they were doing Shabazian, man. They're fucking building his hype train up.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, Song's a vicious dude, man.
Oh yeah,
vicious dude.
No doubt about that.
Yeah, he's big. I mean, he's big and strong for that division. I mean, he's built like a fucking world-class Olympic athlete. So he's definitely got what it takes. You know what I mean? He's definitely got what it takes. And I don't think he's ever gonna have overhyped sense about him. I think he's gonna definitely. He's all business, man. You see it, in his past fights, and you see it the way he carries himself in training, and that's just from an insider perspective. So I mean, like I said, I haven't met too many other bantamweights in recent times, but I know how that division is, and he's definitely a standout. But imagine that fight. Imagine the excitement you and I will have if he got matched up with Sugar Sean.
Oh, bro, I hope they do. They probably
big fight.
That would probably be so. Honestly, that's probably the next fight if Sean beats Marlon Chito Vera because Song Yudong, that's who he beat last.
Next up, yeah. Next up for that ladder. But that's the thing, though. I think, in my best opinion, because of the name and the vibe that Sugar Sean carries, and also obviously he's becoming a popular young name in the UFC, and Song becoming the face of China and for UFC's Chinese segment. You know what I mean? Like it's a big it's going to be a big step for both fighters to fight each other. So I think they might plan to wait until they're higher ranked, maybe even when both are in the top 10.
Maybe.
I think that'll be a better option for both fighters, but also in the UFC's part, because if they can give these fighters a couple more fights, maybe even have Sugar Sean fight one more time after if he gets this victory that he's obviously getting ready for. And then Song can have one more fight and, potentially climb up the ranks, maybe give him somebody with a better number. You can definitely have a big money fight on your hands, man.
Oh, for sure.
Big money
That'd be
fight.
sick.
Fuck yeah. Because, I mean, climbing up that ladder is brutal, bro. I mean, boxing, you've got your rankings, but you've got 4 different governing bodies that have each their own world championship. You know what I mean? You got 4 main governing bodies that have the top 20 rankings that they play with. So you got to think about it though. Like you got the top 20, and then you got four times that with each governing body. Some names appear in the same top 10, top 20 rankings of each one, but like you can only imagine the ladders you got to climb up there. So I think if they use that concept they use in boxing and just have them fight, guys that they can just target with decent ranks and just have them climb up until both of these top teners, coming up can fucking get that big money fight together, and those 2 fighters have the right fucking teams behind them. I mean, fuck, Song got Team Alpha Male. He's got a whole staff of world class coaches, one of them being Coach Marcus Reeves, and then you got fucking Sugar Sean on that fucking momentum, and his striking is beautiful, bro. I love his style, man. He's so great on his feet. Reminds me of like some old school, remember Kendall Grove?
Yeah.
Kendall the Spider. He's got those kind of vibes with his striking. He's on his toes. I mean, the young Kendall Grove, but he's just a great kickboxer. I can just tell with the way he stands. And I mean, dude, he's throwing spinning heel kicks, bro. I mean, that's some shit that it's not only that you're crazy, but you're a skilled striker if you're willing to fucking throw that down in the octagon, bro.
Oh yeah, he's definitely skilled, man, but I want to see him tested too, because I don't feel like he's really been tested yet.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. That's the thing about the young stars. I mean, his ranking. I mean, I know he's broken the top 15, but you're still gonna try and build some steam behind it. Victories for any young fighter, even if they're not against ranked guys, is always good for them because it gives them a better eye, gives them a better. It sharpens their tools, man. It's like good sparring for them. That's what fucking facing unranked guys or guys that you like you said he needs to be tested. He's not getting tested, so it's like just good sparring for him. It's the reason why I say it's good sparring is because he might be facing a guy that we know he's gonna beat, and he's just gonna obviously take the guy's not even gonna be at his level. But the fact of the matter is because of those lights, because of the pressure, because of the fact that this goes on your record, because of the fact that everyone's watching you. That's why I say it's good sparring, because it's amplified practice. You feel me? That's what it is. So that's why they build young fighters like that, man. So they can be calm, cool, and collective. The bigger the pressure, So who you think he's ready for a top guy? You think he's ready for a guy that's got at least 2, maybe 3, 4, maybe even 5 spots in the rankings ahead of him? What do you think?
I don't know, man. I feel like if he were ready, or if they thought he were ready, he'd be getting those guys.
Yeah, that's true. It all depends on his management, but he's his own
manager.
Oh yeah, he self-managed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a smart dude right there. That's a real smart dude. Um, I think the UFC knows that they have literally a colorful superstar on their hands, literally. So I think he's definitely one that they're gonna try and use as a marketing fighter, man. They're gonna get him to the top. They're definitely gonna get him to the top.
I don't know who he would fight though. That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is who he
Inside
would
of the
fight
top
next.
10 at least.
Yeah.
A bantamweight division stacked.
Let's see. I mean,
Give them
he's
all
already.
though. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, imagine. Put him in with a veteran like that.
All right. Oh, Song Yudong's above him. My bad. So
What
Song
Song Yudong?
Yudong's 13 now. So they changed the
Okay.
rankings around, and they
Ooh,
put my homie Marab at number 15 and 14.
Okay, so that might even happen sooner, man. That he might want to face Song. That fight might happen a lot sooner.
So they already got 15 fighting, 12. Dominic Cruz is number 11. Rob Font's number 10. Cody Stamon's number 9.
Ooh, they might give him shit. Sugar Sean was smart, man. He'd ask for that Dominic Cruz fight.
He should ask for that Dominic Cruz fight. That'd be a good one.
And that's I mean, dude, if you take down Dominic Cruz, doesn't matter where he's at. That's still an elite guy. I mean, come on, one of the greatest bantamweight champions in the UFC history. Obviously, I mean, he was dominant for so long. He was one of the hardest fighters to figure out. That striking of his it was so fun watching when he was back in his prime. I mean, it was like really watching a real boxer go at it. It was fun. It was real fun.
His footwork's amazing, man. He's the only one I know of that can move the way that he does.
This is the thing. People don't understand, and what you said is true, because the man's doing that type of shit with his footwork, and he has no shoes on. No shoes on, man. People don't understand. Like, it's hard to strike, at least get really, really powerful strikes when you're barefoot. I mean, being in that octagon, being on that mat, that canvas with no shoes, no grip, the way you normally would get on some good boxing boots, it's a whole different animal, man. And he was moving so fucking so slick, dude. He was so, just like I said, it was beautiful to watch, man. And those pot shots, those random fucking shots, man, those things were so fun. Yeah, I enjoyed watching him back in WEC.
I did too, man. It was fun. He did, and he's still going. He wants to fight again.
Still going, man. So let's see where that goes. But I know that he's not the same fighter he used to be. So only time will tell. But he's good. He's good to fucking what's that called? He's a good. I mean, he's a good commentator, right? I mean, he does a lot of commentating for a lot of these new events. So that's not a bad gig, man. It's not a bad gig.
He's an amazing commentator, man. He, Bisping, and John Anik are like my top 3.
Nice.
Yeah.
So shit, let's talk about some fights coming up in boxing, man. So they got a guy that I brought up multiple times on episodes, Errol Spence, in my opinion, the best 147 pounder in boxing. That's boxing's welterweight division. Isn't that crazy? The size difference for welterweight in boxing that it is to MMA.
Yeah, dude, 147 to 170. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. So anyway, Errol Spence he had an accident with his Ferrari. He was driving his I think it was his 458 or 488. It was like one of those drop tops. Anyway, he was speeding out there, I think in his hometown, somewhere in Texas, and he had dude, like they caught it on camera. It was his car literally did like 3 front flips, and like you see him flung out of his car door. Anyway, it was about a year ago, I think a little over a year ago, but he had that accident after he had defended his unified titles. And anyway, he's had a long layoff but he's currently the top dog at that weight class in my opinion. But anyway, this is his first fight, and he's fighting a former world champion and another top 10 guy. He says no tune-up fights. He's like, give me the best. So he's fighting a guy by the name of Danny Garcia. He was the WBC world welterweight champion for a very long time until he lost to Keith Thurman. Long story short, he obviously doesn't have that title anymore, and he's hold on a second. Can you? Sorry, my dogs were distracting me. I was like losing my train of thought because I have a fucking little grizzly bear running around barking. Anyway, long story short, so yeah, he's coming off of this horrific fucking Ferrari accident and fighting another world elite. So he got that fight signed with Danny Garcia. He's a big name in boxing. I know you haven't followed enough boxing yet to know these names, but for a lot of the boxing fans out there, that's an exciting fight. I would personally say, he can fight someone better, but this is his quote unquote tune-up fight. You know what I mean? So to fight a guy at this level, Danny Garcia, like I said, one of the longest reigning 147-pound champions in current times, as his comeback fight is impressive. So I think people need to tune into that. I don't have the exact dates. I think it's sometime in October. I think either in October or September. But he has that fight coming up. So that's a big one for 147 because obviously Manny Pacquiao is still one of the champions at 147 pounds. So that can potentially be a fight. There's another big name, Terrence Crawford. He's another champion. See, this is crazy how when I bring up champion fights, there's like almost 4 champions in every division. You know what I mean? Right. And see, this is the problem is, you would expect every champion in that division that has, whether you have 2 of the belts or you have, 1 of the belts that you'd want to fight another champion. But sadly, you can't because of business, cross business. But at the same time, dude, there's so many guys that they can fight that would give them not only a good competition, but guys that should be champions. So, you can only imagine how many fucking top 10s you got in every division. You know what I mean? There's just a huge mix. But that's a big fight that just got locked in that everyone was waiting for. And then, obviously, we're still waiting. So, Luke Campbell, the one fighting Ryan Garcia, he lost a fight against Lomachenko, the guy that I said is the best at 135 currently. And that's the fight I want Ryan to obviously make it to. But if he can get past Campbell and knock him out and do it in a better fashion than Lomachenko did, then we'll definitely know that Ryan's the real deal because this fight that he's got signed for Luke Campbell is going to be a good test. And did you see the fights that they're throwing on for DAZN? Did you see their venue?
No.
So they call it Fight Camp. And so anyway, what was I about to say? It's like a big mansion, pretty much like a fucking chateau, or almost looks like a castle. And fucking they have it in this like grass pavilion, a boxing ring underneath like a little, I guess you can say one of those, if you ever been to like an outdoor fight venue, it's like a metal frame, almost like a tent that's set up, like a huge metal tent frame. And they got all the spotlights and cameras and shit. But it's in like a swanky ass backyard of a fucking mansion. Isn't that crazy? That's
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty
cool
dope.
Shit.
It's pretty dope. Yeah, so that's DAZN's Fight Camp, as they called it. And that's where they've been putting their venues out. And you should check it out, at least see some of the clips. I know they'll put up replays on YouTube. I know that they don't solely just keep it on DAZN, but that's where they'll be having this Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell fight. So might even just slide right in there and get some DAZN, bro. Just pay that fucking shit. I know it's fucking stupid, but it's going to be worth it, man, because there's going to be a lot of fights coming up. I don't know about any top rank ones right now off the top of my head. So our next show, we can recap on that, because top rank, I know they have a few putting them out right now. So we'll see. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. So
I think
fucking
I might be able to both cards.
yeah.
Well, shit. All right, bro. Everybody, episode 20's in the bag.
Episode 20's in the bag.
Fucking check us out on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts. You guys know what it is. Follow us on Instagram. Like, subscribe, do what you guys gotta do. Catch y'all on Wednesday. Peace. Oh yeah, we're out.